changes to their starting 13. James Woodburn-Hall is in at full back. James Saltonstall returned to the wings with Will Sharp, the other winger. Ben Heaton and Chester Butler are the two centres. Scott Morrell and Ben Johnston continuing the halves, with Dan Fleming, Ben Kay, Sean Jones in the front row, and a back row consisting of Adam Tangata, Shane Grady and Jacob Fairbank. On the bench for Halifax today, number 14 Brandon Moore, 32 Liam Cooper, 17 Will Maher and 33 Connor Davis. Connor Davis in line to make his first league appearance for Halifax today. For Hull Kingston Rovers, number 1 Adam Quinlan, 41 Craig Hall, 22 Liam Salter, 11 Maurice Blair, 36 Justin Carney, 7 Danny Maguire, 24 Chris Atkin, 10 Mossy Massoy, 9 Sean Lunt, 34 Danny Tickle, 12 James Greenwood, 39 Joel Tompkins and 17 Chris Clarkson. On the bench, Junior Vaivai, 13 Ben Kavanagh, 14 Lee Dewitt and 40 Todd Carney. The referee is Mr. Marcus Griffiths, and it will be Hull Kingston Rovers to get us underway in this first half, attacking Hull Kingston Rovers from left to right as we look on. Halifax from right to left today in their away strip, consisting of black and pink. Hull KR in a traditional white and red. And it's going to be Danny Maguire, I think, to get us underway. So kick-off underway then. It's Craig Hall, with the kick-off, not Danny Maguire. And it's collected by Will Sharp, who makes the first carry in. Such a strong carrier, Will Sharp, especially from those kick returns. Ben Kay out to Sean Jones, wearing the head guard, as is commonplace. Jones started with a rugby union background during his time in Wales, sticking with that head guard whilst into rugby league, as Ben Kay brings the ball up towards the 40-metre mark, tackled by Sean Lunt. Here's Johnston to Morrell, lays it off nicely to Jacob Fairbank, brought to ground by James Greenwood, Mossy Massoy and also Danny Tickle in there. Here's Adam Tangata, throws one wide to the right hand side for Will Sharp, who cuts back inside. It takes a very big hit from Justin Carney. Halifax just short of the Hull KR 40-metre mark. And Scott Morrell, formerly of Hull Kingston Rovers, of course, spent many years there, kicks the ball into touch, and it will be a scrum to the Robins. Halifax haven't won a game so far in the qualifiers, losing their first 3 matches to the Toronto Wolfpack, Toulouse and to Salford Red Devils. This round 4 of the Super 8's qualifiers. Hull KR have won 2 and lost 1 from the qualifiers, with wins over Leeds Rhinos and Toronto Wolfpack, but they've made a break here, Hull KR, and it's a fantastic break downfield from Joel Tompkins. Really nice short pass, and Hull 30 metres away from the Halifax line. Ben Heaton perhaps careful not to be caught out there holding on. But Halifax have got back in time. Tompkins not the quickest, but he's made plenty of metres. Sean Lunt, quick play of the ball. Danny Tickle takes a run in, and Jones and Fleming eventually get hold of him. First big attacking opportunity of the match. Sean Lunt, Maguire now into Quinlan. Quinlan, as he found the gap for Clarkson, for Greenwood, not quite. Sean Lunt out of dummy half to Danny Maguire. Nice layoff pass there to Chris Clarkson. Metres short of the line to the left hand side. Scott Morrell's come away with the ball, and it's a knock on by Chris Clarkson, so Halifax survive some early pressure. Joel Tompkins, of course, with that break, looked as if Hull KR were going to go in for an early try, but they didn't. And Halifax defending well. Scott Morrell is down on one knee. Looks as if he's got a pain in his right hand. Doesn't look too serious though. So as I was saying, Hull KR have won 2 and lost 1 so far in the qualifiers. They got a fantastic win away at Leeds and away at the Toronto Wolfpack in their last 2 matches. And this, of course, if they win today, as the bookies expect them to do, they would take another step closer to securing their place in Super League for next season. But Halifax looking to upset the odds today. Rich Marshall making only a couple of changes. Connor Davis coming into the side, as does Sean Jones. No Simon Grix today. He's sustained a cheekbone injury. He's watching from the stands today. No Jordan Baldwinson either. Baldwinson out for the season after suffering a MCL ligament injury. That's going to rule him out for the rest of his loan spell and for the rest of the season. Halifax doctor comes onto the field, but he's off it now. Scott Morrell continues the action, and Ben Kay straight out of the scrum charges forward, but James Greenwood, got hold of him by the scruff of the neck, brings him to ground. Will Sharp with another carry forward, and Ben Kay again from dummy half lays one off to Jacob Fairbank, who dummied, but it's a big hit on him. 3 around him. Hull KR defending strongly at the moment. Nice from Ben Kay, lays a pass off to Dan Fleming, charging forward. Good run by the Halifax born Dan Fleming. Morrell, here's Adam Tangata, nice little step inside. Halifax just short of the halfway line. This is the last tackle. Scott Morrell goes down the short side and will once again look for touch, I think, and Adam Quinlan choosing not to try and catch that one, just let the ball bounce over his head, and again out for another scrum over on that far right hand side. So in a short start from Halifax so far, just around 7 minutes gone, still scoreless. KR getting the game back underway from the scrum. It's Chris Clarkson who takes the ball in again. Justin Carney's there from dummy half, and Carney squares up to Adam Tangata and puts Adam Tangata back a few metres there. Great little handoff. Carney this week announcing that he'll return to Australia, leaving Hull Kingston Rovers at the end of the season. Chester Butler's ended up on his back there as Hull spread it wide to their right hand side, and James Saltonstall stepped inside, and Halifax fans appeal for a knock on, not given. Craig Hall palms away Shane Grady, but Grady, Jones and Jacob Fairbank all in the tackle there. The referee signalled a new set, so it's a good chance. Ben Heaton stepping out of the line, but nice movement again from Tompkins up to the halfway line. Sean Lunt now to Maguire, little dummy pass, but now finds Atkin. Atkin almost looked like a line break there, but Clarkson's got the offload away to Quinlan. He's trapped though around a few Halifax bodies, and Adam Tangata brings him to ground. Tangata, Mossy Masoi charging forward. Masoi, and the referee signals for a penalty to Hull. Some sort of holding down there. So that's the first penalty of the match. Goes the way of the Rovers. And disappointment there for Halifax, conceding territory, and this is a big set now, beginning just 15 metres short of their own line. Here's Sean Lunt to Mossy Masoi, charges forward, and Jacob Fairbank and Ben Kay are there to bring him to ground, but there's still a chance. 10 metres short now. Danny Tickle looking for that try line, centre field underneath the post. He's not going to find it this time though. Here's Lunt to Maguire. Maguire, nice play out from Quinlan, and there's a walking try for Craig Hall. Well, Halifax conceded the penalty, gave Hull Kingston Rovers the territory, and Craig Hall strides over from Quinlan's lovely throw-out pass, and Hull KR have taken an early lead here. Just short of 10 minutes gone. Hull Kingston Rovers 4, Halifax 0. Craig Hall stepping over the line there pretty easily as the referee calls timeout, and Craig Hall will take this conversion, and he's not caught that one very well at all. Skews it well wide of the posts. Strange sort of effort from Hall, sort of never really got hold of it. Curling it wide rather than inside the posts. So how will Halifax react from this setback? Scott Morrell gets the game back underway, goes towards the left hand side now, and it's nicely taken by Danny Maguire as Mossy Masoi runs the ball forward. Shane Grady, Ben Kay, Dan Fleming all there in the tackle on Danny Tickle. And the referee rules for a forward pass there. Big scream from Scott Morrell, appealing for it, and it's gone the way of his side. So first real error there from the Rovers' first forward pass of the match. Is Ben Kate, goes to the right hand side now for Sean Jones, and Jones, lovely stuff from Sean Jones, got away from Tickle, made a couple of metres there. Ben Kay, reverse pass to Morrell, Woodburn Hall, it's a misplaced pass, and Justin Carney looks for a break. Carney still going, Butler, who gave the ball away, brings him to ground now. Nice little reverse here from Liam Salter. Maguire to Tickle. Here's Maguire, nice inside pass. Here goes Adam Quinlan. Quinlan up against Woodburn Hall. He's got Hall in space though on the outside, and Craig Hall steps in for a second try. His second of the match, and Hull Kingston Rovers double their lead. Another try for Craig Hall. Good break there that saw Quinlan through one-on-one against Woodburn Hall. Looked like he didn't have support, but he saw Craig Hall on his outside, threw the pass to him, and in he went round Woodburn Hall and steps inside for another try in that right corner as Hull KR extend their lead to 8 points to 0. Craig Hall lines up a kick from pretty much the same position as his last effort, and it's same result again, skewed wide, pulls it wide of the posts, so it remains Hull Kingston Rovers 8, Halifax 0. Hull KR really showing their class in these early stages. Beautiful stuff, twice from Adam Quinlan, twice the try assist. Fantastic fullback, the Australian, and it was his throw out pass the first time, and then a lovely little break that has set up Craig Hall for two pretty simple tries as Halifax forced Craig Hall back quickly from the restart. Ben Kay and Shane Grady forcing the winger backwards. Fairbank in that tackle. Sean Lunt now to Chris Clarkson. Here's Danny Tickle. Fleming, Jones around him, bringing him to ground. Tangata also in that tackle. Atkin, nice ball, and Hull KR are in on the left side now. Justin Carney, he's got away from Chester Butler, has he? Not quite. Nice recovery tackle from the Welsh international. Hull throw it back inside quickly though, looking to the left, to the right hand side now. Maguire sends a high kick up in the air. Craig Hall's after it and he's collected it. This is the last tackle though for the Rovers. Danny Maguire's got the ball back in his hands. Oh, he looked for an offload, but it only found the hands of Shane Grady, and Halifax have the ball back. Woodburn Hall lays one off to James Saltonstall, who enjoyed a good start to the season. James Saltonstall missed last week's game against the Salford Red Devils due to a hamstring strain, but back in the team today. Really vital runner for Halifax. Ben Kay takes over from dummy half, and there's a penalty to Halifax. Their second of the match. Their first of the match, sorry. And Scott Morrell kicks it to touch on that far right hand side. Hefty old kick, and Halifax will restart 25 metres short off the Rovers try line. This is probably the best attacking position that Halifax have had so far in this game. Scott Morrell inside to Ben Johnston, his half-back partner, who sets up Jacob Fairbank for a drive. Fairbank still keeps his feet. Here's Ben Kay. Now Johnston to Woodburn Hall. Nice defensive work there from Liam Salter. He read that move very well. Johnston lays one off to Dan Fleming. Such a powerful player, Dan Fleming. 10 metres short of the Hull KR try line now, Halifax. Here's Ben Kay to Shane Grady, and Grady thought about the pass, but again, terrific defended by Liam Salter. Quick out the line, and catching Halifax out there. Ben Kay to Ben Johnston, and Johnston, dummy to pass, decides to go for the line himself. 5 metres short of the line now, Halifax. Last tackle. Ben Kay tries a grubber kick through, but it's got too much weight on it, and he's frustrated with himself, Ben Kay, there, as he scurries back to the Halifax 30 metre mark. It was a poor end to the set, really, from a Halifax perspective. Should have done better there, Ben Kay. Hull KR appealing for the penalty as Maurice Blair tried to regain his feet. Ben Kay just slowed him down a little. Here's Sean Lunt. So Maguire lays one off inside, and Joel Tompkins is put on his back by Grady and Dan Fleming. Sean Lunt into Halifax's half now goes Mossy Massoy. 10 metres made by the prop forward Massoy. Here's Sean Lunt, lays one off, and that's a lovely pass, and here's Maguire. Here goes Adam Quinlan. Kick to the left hand side from Quinlan. Is it going to reach a Hull KR hand? It is. James Greenwood extends the lead. Another assist from Adam Quinlan, and Chris Clarkson puts Hull KR onto double figures. Lovely play between Atkin, then Maguire, then Quinlan, and he got the weight of that kick right. And Chris Clarkson beat Will Sharp to the ball and grounded it to the left hand side of the post. Hull KR 12, Halifax 0. Adam Quinlan has been the star of the show so far. 3 assists from Hull KR's 3 tries, and this time from a kick which found Chris Clarkson's hands. James Greenwood's hands. Apologies for getting those two confused. There's Craig Hall. Gets some ironic jeers from the Hull KR supporters as he finally manages to convert. And Scott Morrell rather playfully tries to trip him on his way back in position. So Hall converts and it's Hull KR 14, Halifax 0. Well, Richard Marshall down on the sidelines today. Usually we see him up in the stands, but down on the sidelines today with his headset on. Well, I thought he was actually. I thought that was Richard Marshall. I can't quite see actually. I think he is up in the stands. As Hull KR make another break here. Here's Chris Atkin. Looks to right, looks to left, goes to left. Justin Carney steps inside. Carney still on his feet, but finally brought to ground by Will Sharp. Chris Atkin looks like he's hurt behind the play, as is Justin Carney from that tackle. And James Greenwood, the third Hull KR try scorer. He's also hobbling back in position, but referee's just going to halt the game here, allowing some water on. Unclear to see where exactly Justin Carney was hurt from that tackle by Chester Butler. But another dangerous opportunity here for the Rovers. Justin Carney then with the play of the ball. Still doesn't look entirely comfortable as the ball finds Atkin. Now Maguire. Here goes Quinlan again. Another throw out pass wide to Craig Hall. Oh, and Craig Hall took a big hand in the face from Ben Heaton, but he scored the try anyway, and the referee does give it. Hull KR are appealing for a card to be shown to Ben Heaton, but Hall carried on and secures his hat-trick. So just around 20 minutes gone of this half. Hull KR leading by 4 tries to 0 and by 18 points to 0. Again, Quinlan with the assist throws the ball out wide to Craig Hall, similar to his first effort. This time Halifax defenders were around him. Got a big hand in the face from Ben Heaton, but Craig Hall scores anyway. Well, Craig Hall is still on the field, but he's going to relinquish his kicking duties to Danny Tickle for this effort. And cheers of there's only one Justin Carney as he hobbles off from that left hand side of the pitch all the way to the sidelines. This could be his final appearance in a Hull KR shirt. He is of course leaving the club at the end of the season, so it doesn't look too good for him. Hull KR have had some rotten luck with injury problems this season, and there's another one. Junior Vaivai takes his place, obviously a like-for-like replacement as a winger, and Danny Tickle does score from the sidelines, and Hull KR increase their lead to 20 points to 0. Well, referee Marcus Griffiths wants a word with both Scott Morrell and Ben Heaton. I think he's going to give it a warning, no card. So Morrell gets the game back underway, and Will Maher has also joined the action from the bench. He's replaced Dan Fleming. That's a nice run there from Mossy Massoy. Again, Hull KR come down the right side. Maguire. Oh, back inside from Maguire from Blair. Here's Tompkins, brushes off a tackle. Tickle. Hull KR playing with some real freedom now. Tickle. Well, it's another forward pass. Second one of the match. Gets a big cheer from the captain, Scott Morrell. So more Halifax possession gifted to them. This time by the favour of a forward pass. As Ben Kay puts the ball in the scrum, Scott Morrell sends it out of it again as Ben Johnston now lays the ball off to James Woodburn-Hall. Johnston comes to the play of the ball. He's got Grady and Johnston on the short side. Goes inside though as Saltonstall has lost the ball there to Danny Tickle. Oh, and the referee's going to give a penalty. It seemed a little harsh, that decision on the Rovers. I believe it was for a ball steal, not a signal for a high tackle. Danny Tickle certainly wasn't happy with the decision. But a second Halifax penalty gives them possession 35 metres out. Here's Scott Morrell, lays it off to Sean Jones, who makes 5 metres. Ben Kay back to Morrell. Johnston to Heaton. Halifax come down the left hand side and Maguire and Maurice Blair are in on that tackle. Halifax just struggling to make metres at the moment in attack. Can they change that with Will Marr now? Driving forward, Marr put on his back, keeps hold of the ball in the tackle. Ben Kay, high pass, but Johnston collects, and here's Scott Morrell. Nice play this from Halifax. Woodburn-Hall, good quick hands, but good defending again by the Rovers. Chester Butler with the quick play of the ball, and there's a second penalty to Halifax. Interference at the play of the ball on Chester Butler's quick play. Another chance for Halifax in attack. Jones drives forward on the first. Ben Kay to the right side. Adam Tangata drives in with his back first. Kay goes back to Morrell, to Johnston. Halifax got numbers on this left hand side. Woodburn-Hall, Heaton throws it wide inside. James Saltonstall drives for the line. Still going Saltonstall. Tried to get the pass away to Ben Heaton, but Craig Hall's come away with it, and Johnston and Woodburn-Hall in there on the tackle to stop the breakaway. Big chance this for the Rovers. Tickle, they've got space and numbers out on that left. Junior Vai couldn't get the pass away in time to Liam Salter, and KR looking for the extravagant play but couldn't quite make it count. So scrum to Halifax. Okay, knocking on there. Shane Grady with the running this time, that time, and now it's Will Marr's turn. Ben Kay at the play of the ball. Sean Jones drives the ball forward. Yet to see Brandon Moore in action. Just the one interchange from Halifax so far, as Adam Tangata looked to get an offload away. Chester Butler didn't knock on there. Looked like he may have done, but Butler still goes on. having a fantastic season, Chester Butler, and kept hold of the ball there according to the referee. Scott Morrell, nicely played to Will Marr. Morrell looked like as if he was taken out after the pass had been played. Ben Johnston, as he kept hold of the ball, it always looks loose. KR, can they capitalise here? Not quite. Sean Lunn is going to be replaced by Todd Carney, formerly of Salford, as Maurice Blair drives forward, and that's a Hull KR penalty. Halifax caught offside. So the game been played at a pretty frantic pace. 15 minutes left of this first half. Here's Chris Atkin to Maguire, lovely ball, and I think it was Ben Kavanagh who's come off the bench, replacing Mossy Masoi, who took that carry, and he's taking another carry here. Kavanagh driving forward. Chris Atkin to the right hand side again. Atkin goes. Here's Todd Carney. Well, Atkin was taken out late off the ball there. I think it was by Jacob Fairbank, who's having some words with the referee. Scott Morrell is chatting to the referee as well. Atkin just went straight to the floor there. Looked a painful one indeed. Atkin still down. Obviously they've got Todd Carney on the field, obviously a more natural half-back rather than the hooker role he seems to be playing so far. And there's also an appearance now for Connor Davis, wearing some strapping round his head. He replaces Jacob Fairbank, who I think was the offender in that incident as well. The late tackle, nothing given in terms of cards, by the way, against Fairbank. Here's Danny Tickle. Atkin out to Clarkson. So first league appearance in Halifax colours for Connor Davis. Proud moment for him, but can he make sure Halifax defend this? Solonstall's come inside, and Craig Hall, is he going to get a fourth try? Yes, he is. Hull KR extend their lead. It's another try from Craig Hall, his fourth of the match, and Hull KR have a fifth try with around 27 minutes played of this first half. Halifax just haven't been able to cope with the Rovers' attack. It's been played at such quick pace, and they've looked so good going forward. And Craig Hall certainly been tremendous. Saltonstall stepped inside. He's done that a fair few times this season to good effect, but not this time. Didn't pay off for him. And Hull KR score for the fifth time this afternoon. They've only scored 2 goals from those 5 tries. Can they have a third goal here? Danny Tickle will again take it again from this right side, a few metres inside from the touchline. Tickle taking his time with the kick, and this time he misses, and the scores remain Hull KR 24, Halifax 0. Scott Morrell sets the game back underway. This time he kicks towards the right hand side. It's nicely taken by Todd Carney. So Hull KR begin another attack. Drive forward this time by Liam Salter. And now Vai. Here's Carney, centre field to Maguire. Maguire, lovely dumbing by Maguire, and looked like he'd lost it there, but kept hold of it under the tackle of Ben Johnston and Ben Heaton. Drive forward by Chris Clarkson straight at the line, but forced on his back by Marr and Connor Davis. Maguire, look for an inside pass. Todd Carney, and a bit of basketball stuff as Atkin sends one high in the air, which is easily taken by Will Sharp. And it's going to be Halifax this way. Scott Morrell trying to rally his team, bring some energy into the Halifax team. Of course, not in the best of spirits, 24-0 down. Brandon Moore has come onto the field, replacing Ben Kay at hooker. Here's Brandon Moore to Sean Jones. Steps inside past one tackle and continues to go at the line. Brandon Moore again, this time to Adam Tangata. Good run from Adam Tangata, subject to some interest from Salford according to the media. Here's Scott Morrell out towards Chester Butler. Chester Butler stepping inside, making some good meters. This a good move from Halifax. Some of the best stuff we've seen from them in terms of meter making. As Tangata slips away from another tackle, but brought to ground. This the last. Halifax 20 metres out, 15 metres out, as Scott Morrell sends a grubber to the left hand side, to the Halifax left side, but it's well taken by the 4-time try scorer in this match, Craig Hall, who runs inside and is tackled 10 metres short from his own try line. Good tackling by Halifax early in this set, 4 in the tackle there to put Salter on his back. And that's a knock on, surely. Yes, it is. Junior Vai getting up to take the play of the ball, and he simply dropped it. Well, KR, when in the Halifax half, have been pretty dangerous going forward, but they have made a fair few errors in terms of a knock on, as we saw there, and also forward passes and the like. So they've certainly given Halifax a few chances. Just under 9 minutes to go in this first half. Ben Johnston feeds the ball into the scrum, and Brandon Moore will go down the short side to Heaton. Now into James Saltonstall. Excuse me, here's Brandon Moore to the left side now for Johnston. Shane Grady. Nicely tackled by Maurice Blair and Danny Maguire. Hull KR quick off the line. Johnston looked a little forward as Liam Cooper takes his first carry since coming off the bench. Here's Brandon Moore to Johnston. Adam Tangata. Looked to offload it, and he's only knocked it on. And it was adventurous, ambitious from Adam Tangata, and ultimately it didn't prove successful. Sean Jones, who's come off in order to be replaced by Liam Cooper, on loan of course from St Helens until the end of this season. And Hull KR looking for a break down the right hand side, and again they make an error in attack, looking to be adventurous there as Craig Hall looked to feed the ball to Chris Clarkson, to Maurice Blair, sorry. Danny Tickle has been replaced and receives a good reception from the Hull KR fans in the stand below us. Saltonstall takes another carry from that wing. Brandon Moore to Adam Tangata, who made a mistake only a few seconds ago, but he's back on the ball now. Brandon Moore to Ben Johnston. Can Halifax get a try? Here's Chester Butler. Chester Butler still going. Butler. He stopped a few metres short. James Woodburn Hall is lurking on the short side, taking his time getting it to his feet. Butler, but Will Sharp plays it nicely to Morell, who lays it off for Liam Cooper. Halifax push back a few metres from that play. Moore to Morell, and here's Adam Tangata. Looked around for an offload, but Hull KR wrapping him up well in the tackle. Here's Brandon Moore, short ball to Shane Grady. Has Grady found the try line? I don't think he has. The referee signals for a knock on, and it's going to be a 20-metre restart. Well, I don't think it will have been a knock on. If it was, surely it'd be a scrum, but 20-metre restart the referee's given as Craig Hall, Liam Salter makes a break down that left-hand side. Junior Vai forced on his back. Vai and charging forward there was Salter. Here's Lee Jewett, who's come off the bench and is making plenty of metres. Lee Jewett up towards the Halifax 40-metre mark. Atkin to Danny Maguire, who's played a kick slightly early in the tackle count, and James Woodburn Hall went for the ball, didn't get there. Craig Hall looks for a fifth try, but the ball had already gone dead on that far side touchline. And well, big attacking opportunity here for the Rovers. Not too long left of the first half to go. 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes left on the clock. It's Hull KR 24, Halifax 0. Kavanagh with the first run in, a few metres short of the post, centre field. Atkin, Todd Carney and Will Sharp, and then Chester Butler tackled Junior Vai, and is Vai knocked on there? No, it's going to be a Hull Kingston Rovers penalty for a ball steal. Three penalties each in the match as Hull KR rather needlessly kicked the ball to touch there. Todd Carney. Inside now is Chris Clarkson, centre field for the Rovers. 10 metres out. Here's Chris Atkin. Dummy run there from Jewett, and now here's Maguire, Maurice Blair. Again the Rovers come down the right hand side, and James Saltonstall, Ben Johnston in there in the tackle. Craig Hall plays it to Maguire. Maguire, can he find the try line? Former Leeds veteran Danny Maguire. Maurice Blair out to Tompkins, and now that looked forward, but it's lost anyway. It went to ground. And Hull have just gone slightly sloppy in their ball playing. Not exactly the most perfect of performances this half. They do lead by 24 points to 0 though, so pretty close to being a perfect performance by them this afternoon. Less than 3 minutes remain of the first half. 4 tries from Craig Hall, 4 assists from Adam Quinlan, and a try from James Greenwood. 1 goal from Hall and 1 from Danny Tickle. It means that the Robins look set to take a healthy lead into the interval. Oh, and that's a big hit there from on Connor Davis. Not seen too many carries from him since he's come onto the field. James Saltonstall steps back inside. Nice movement from Saltonstall, and he's made 10 metres there, the winger. He takes plenty of carries from someone who plays on the wing. Brandon Moore gets an offload away to Liam Cooper. Looks very quick, Liam Cooper. Certainly been impressive since coming to Halifax. And Scott Morrell sends a kick high in the air. And chasing backwards there was Adam Quinlan. I didn't think he was going to take that cleanly or take it at all. Showed lightning pace, great hands, and he receives a good reception from the Hull KR supporters for making that catch. And Ben Johnston is down, maybe off picture. He's holding what looks like his left elbow. This doesn't look good at all. He looks like he's in some real pain, Ben Johnston. Liam Salter's got an offload away anyway, but the referee is, I think he's gonna ask for the play of the ball to be taken again, but he's actually he stops the game again due to Johnston's injury, much to the frustration of the Hull KR supporters. Well, in terms of substitute options, of course, James Woodburn Hall, we know, does like to play at half-back. Played there, of course, before this season, so that may be a switch that Richard Marshall would make if Johnston can't continue, but he's making his way back to the Halifax line at the moment, Johnston. Over on that left-hand side as Todd Carney takes a kick early in the tackle count. Send it to the left-hand side, and James Woodburn Hall goes chasing after it. It's well weighted from Carney, and Woodburn Hall takes the ball and is brought to ground. 20 metre shot of his own try line. Good defence though by KR. Saltonstall making another carry, but they forced him backwards. Here's Brandon Moore. Lovely movement from Moore. Chester Butler. That looks forward, and it was. Annoyed with himself for that incident there, Chester Butler. .30 seconds to go in the half, and the referee stops the clock. Atkin, Junior Vivai, now to Liam Salter on that left side. Has Salter been put in touch? He has, according to the touchline judge. So that should be that. 10 seconds to go. In terms of other scores from around the grounds today, half-time between Widnes and Leeds. Widnes lead by 6 points to 4. It's a surprise half-time result. London Broncos lead by 26 points to 4 at home to Toulouse. Other matches taking place in the qualifiers today. 11 seconds to go as the referee stops the clock. Shouldn't be too much significant action left of this half. Will Sharp with the carry as the rain starts to pour down here at Craven Park. Fairly heavily at the moment, and there goes the hooter. Half-time score, Hull KR 24, Halifax 0. 4 tries from Craig Hall. A goal from Hall as well as a goal from Tickle, and also a try from James Greenwood. Give Hull Kingston Rovers a very healthy lead going into this second period. It's been a very good half from the Rovers, and we've looked solid in attack. Very inventive, particularly down to Adam Quinlan, who's been fantastic. So 10 minutes then until the second half gets back underway. Halifax, can they turn this around? They trail at half time by 24 points to 0. By 24 points to 0, heading into this second half. It was a tough first half for Halifax, to say the least. 4 tries from Craig Hall and 1 from James Greenwood, giving Hull the advantage. Last tackle for the Rovers now. Here's Todd Carney, who's come off the bench, sends one high in the air. James Woodburn-Hall makes a very good catch though. Good stuff from the Halifax reserves products. Ben Johnston now to Connor Davis, making his first league appearance for Halifax today. Made his debut in the Challenge Cup earlier this season at the Shea against Oldham. Again, Halifax will ultimately lose, but this is first appearance in a league match. Here's Davis again driving the ball forward. Certainly hasn't looked out of his depth at all in these early minutes of his debut, and Halifax have got a 4th penalty of the afternoon. Interference at the play of the ball on Connor Davis. Scott Morrell kicks the ball to touch. Here's Liam Cooper, who's looked impressive as well since coming off the bench, similar to Connor Davis. This time it's Adam Tangata with the drive forward, back up to his feet, and Brandon Moore plays it to Johnston. Nice quick feet by Johnston, signature short ball to Shane Grady. Here's Will Marr to Scott Morrell, who tries a kick, and it's come off a Hull KR leg, and then Junior Vaivai, as he looked to scamper clear, knocked on. So another pretty good chance for Halifax. Sort of I was going to say a repeat set, but not by a technicality, but effectively one. Another OKR set to defend, and this one beginning just 25 metres short off their line. Halifax have been in these positions in the first half, but they just haven't looked anywhere near dangerous in attack. In all honesty, Ben Kay wasting a chance with a grubber from a similar position in the first half, and just hasn't come off really for Halifax. Either an error or a misjudgment. Let's see what they can produce here. Early in the second half, 3 minutes gone. Brandon Moore to Scott Morrell, now to Ben Johnston. Johnston out towards Ben Heaton, and James Saltonstall scores in the corner for Halifax. They do produce Halifax in this second half. Tries given, and James Saltonstall gets Halifax off 0 points. Lovely switch out to that left hand side. Quick pass from Ben Heaton, and James Saltonstall dives over in the left corner. to reduce Hull KR's lead. Well, James Saltonstall, who perhaps was at fault at times in that first half defensively, comes up with the goods in attack, but this, well, Halifax have scored. That's obviously a big plus, but Scott Morrell looks like he's going to have to come off here. He's been replaced by Jacob Fairbank, so Halifax a half-back down at the moment. Richard Marshall down on the touchline, and Scott Morrell some strapping on what looks like his left thumb. Obviously disappointed for him, of course, today playing against his former side. So Halifax are going to be relying on Ben Johnston to lead them. And Johnston as well has gone down injured earlier in this game, so how will Halifax cope with that blow? They've got a chance to further reduce Hull KR's lead as Shane Grady takes the conversion, and the second rower scores. It looked as if it had gone wide from our angle here, but Shane Grady puts over the kick, and the scores now read Hull KR 24, Halifax 6. Shane Grady, of course, taking the kicking duties from Stephen Tyra, who is currently injured, potentially back for the final game of the season against London down in the capital, but out for the next few weeks at least. And Grady, competent kicker, and he scores from the sideline, so Halifax with some early momentum in this second period. Can they make it count? Halifax, of course, not expected to win today, according to the bookmakers, according to most predictors. Halifax fans wanted to see their side be competitive, as they were, particularly in those first two rounds of the qualifiers. This the final tackle as Ben Johnston looks for the touchline, and I think he's found it. Really good kick that from Ben Johnston. Adam Quinlan chased after it but didn't get there. So Halifax without Scott Morrell then for this last 30 minutes of the match. Scott Morrell with the most kicks in play before this match started with 34. It's 9 more than anyone else before the match kicked off today. So Johnston having to lead the kicking, but Halifax have got some defending to do at the moment. Here's Todd Carney inside to Chris Atkin. And a good drive there forward by Lee Jewett. Here's Carney, nice weighted pass, and here goes James Greenwood. Here's Adam Quinlan. Unfortunately for Hull KR, he lost his footing, and Atkin is going to just chip one into the corner, but it's well taken by Liam Cooper, and he's immediately tackled, but he stopped the ball going in goal as Chester Butler wriggles free of a few tackles and offloads the ball to Adam Sangata. Nice play from Butler. Here's James Saltonstall to Will Sharp. Sharp drives the ball forward. Good stuff by Will Sharp. Here's James Saltonstall straight out of dummy half, and he's made 10 metres there, Saltonstall. Here's Johnston, look for a kick, not the last, but kicks it out wide. That's a good little kick that from Ben Johnston as well. Finds the touchline. Looked like it wasn't going to. Not the deepest of kicks from the half-back, and it wasn't the last, but he chose to kick, and he's found touch, and Hull KR will have a scrum on their 20 metre mark. Plenty of noise from the Halifax supporters who've made the journey over from Calderdale today. Of course, well outnumbered by the Hull KR supporters, but they're certainly making their voices heard, despite their side being behind Shane Grady and Brandon Moore in that tackle. And here goes Atkin. Todd Carney. Hull KR looking so quick going forward. And Junior Vivai making some metres. Quinlan from dummy half. Here goes Carney. Atkin. KR not making too many metres there. Jewett brought to ground. Atkin looks as if he's going to try a kick there, but it's found Maguire. And now here's Carney. Todd Carney, they've got space here. Lovely drill pass from Todd Carney. And here goes Liam Salter. Carney plays a pass wide. Maguire, oh, short pass. That looked high from Ben Heaton, who, well, he was warned earlier in the game for a late shot. Similarly, late high shot. The referee looks as if he's going to let the incident go. Hull KR penalty, and Danny Maguire kicks the ball into touch. And Craig Hall throws it inside. Maguire. Atkin, lay-off pass to Jewett. Referee calling for Halifax to get back to the back 10 metres as Maguire sets up Maurice Blair. Hull KR haven't had too many opportunities in this first half. 10 minutes gone. Can they score here? Here's Maguire. Oh, Maguire's dropped that. Not been the perfect performance so far from Hull KR, who so impressive against Toronto and Leeds. Perhaps not in terms of the margin of those victories, but in terms of the character that they showed. Expected to win comfortably here today, but hasn't been the case. They've got their healthy lead, but haven't been able to extend it too far. Hull KR 24, Halifax 6. Heaton drives forward. Here's Adam Tangata. Brandon Moore to Jacob Fairbank. 3 around Fairbank, and he's put on his back this time. Looks to get up Fairbank. Here's Johnston, tried a dummy. Not quite successful. Still on his feet, Johnston. Referee's called held, and now Brandon Moore looks to go from dummy half, and that's a penalty. Oh, and there's a little bit of afters between Brandon Moore and Chris Atkin. And the players jumping in. Not great scenes. The touch judges are in from the sideline. Brandon Moore visibly frustrated there. Him and Atkin going at it. Referee calling timeout. Well, not sure if anything in terms of cards is going to be shown here. Didn't look like too much in the incident. Referee's going to call over Danny Maguire and probably Ben Kay, I would think. Oh, Ben Kay obviously not on the field at the moment, so it's Jacob Fairbank. So the two captains in conversation with the referee. And, yeah, nothing given by the referee. Seemed pretty sensible. Didn't look too much in the incident. As James Woodburn-Hall kicks the ball into touch. It does look as if Will Sharp has now gone to full back, and James Woodburn-Hall into the halves. Obviously Scott Morrell not on the field due to what looked like a thumb injury. Liam Cooper is now at centre Chester Butler on the wing. Here's Johnston. Some noise in retaliation from the Hull KR supporters. Brandon Moore, Ben Johnston, James Woburn Hall, bit of a no-look pass there to Connor Davis, who's still going. Connor Davis, good meters made, and it's a Halifax penalty. Sixth Halifax penalty of the match. Hull KR have had just 3. Adam Tangata driving straight at the line. Sean Lunt has come on for Chris Atkin, and Ben Johnston is looking for that try line as he finds James Woburn Hall. Brandon Moore from dummy half finds a short ball to Shane Grady. Went straight at that line, but he's forced backwards. Great defence by the Robins. Grady back to his feet. Brandon Moore to Ben Johnston. It's gone to ground. On still to ground. And there's no knock on there. According to the referee, I thought he was going to give one. Hull KR fans aren't happy about it, but Halifax continue. Ben Johnston tries a grubber through. It's a poor one. It's a poor one, but Halifax chasing that kick well. They've forced Adam Quinlan back a few metres. But he just didn't quite get the angle and the weight of that kick right, Johnston. Well, now Hull KR have a penalty due to some interference by Tangata. And they've been vehemently cheered on here, KR. Joel Tompkins drives forward. Here comes Maguire. Maguire brought to ground. Sean Lunt. Now to Todd Carney. Here's Lunt. Now with Carney, who dummies a pass. Goes to the line, but brought down by Tangata and Connor Davis. Lunt. Now with Kavanagh, who meets his opposite number, Fairbank, and is tackled. This the last. Lunt looks to his left. Goes to his right though. Here's Quinlan. Maguire will kick one to that right corner. Saltonstall leaps for it, and Saltonstall puts it to ground, but Will Sharp's going to break away here down the left hand side. Still going, Will Sharp. Good meters made by the fullback. Saltonstall from dummy half. He's got Chester Butler inside. Good meters made by Halifax early in this tackle count. Saltonstall will again go from dummy half. Hull KR have a player on the ground, hence the boos. And the referee is going to stop the game. Maurice Blair, I think, is the man down. Slightly difficult to tell. But Halifax in a good position regardless. From a Hull KR attack. Some really good meters made there by Will Sharp, and then Chester Butler and James Saltonstall also with some good carries. Dan Fleming has also come on, replacing Wilmar. And I'm pretty sure it is Maurice Blair I don't think it is Maurice Blair, sorry, who's come off. He's still on the field. I can't quite see who the man down is. .23 minutes to go in the game. Hull KR 24, Halifax 6.
Today's
Well, both Hull clubs, Hull KR and Hull FC, both fantastically supported in the attendance today, 7,952, as was just announced. And well, I think it's Adam Quinlan. I'm pretty sure it is Adam Quinlan who's coming off. He has been fantastic today, 4 assists in the game. He's been terrific. Probably the best player on the field at the moment. And he's going to come off here, and he's going to be replaced by Chris Atkin, who's coming back onto the field. Well, another injury for Hull KR. Their injury problems continue to mount, well, continue to be reoccurring. Justin Carney went off earlier in the game, and now so does Chris Atkin. But Halifax have also had a man off themselves injured, Scott Morrell, unable to feature, looked like a thumb injury. Ben Johnston, lovely stuff from the man named Jinky Johnston, ducking under a couple of tackles. This is the last over Halifax. James Woodburn Hall demands the ball, and he's going to send a high one over to that Halifax left corner. Well taken though by Craig Hall. Didn't have too much pressure on it, in fairness, but Grady and Heaton were immediately around him as he caught the ball. Fairbank and Grady put Liam Salter on his back. Junior Vaivai is this time tackled by Adam Tengata and Jacob Fairbank. Maguire, a good tackle there, and this is the last tackle. Good defensive set this by Halifax, forcing the Rovers to kick from halfway. Danny Maguire is going to look for the sideline. That's an absolute, I was going to say that was an absolutely brilliant kick, but it's run dead. I thought it was going to run over the sideline, but Will Sharp, look at that pace from Will Sharp. Fantastic stuff from the Halifax number 1. Of course, the player of the year last season, or the star man, who won plenty of honours at the players of the year evening. Will Sharp. He's had an equally as impressive season in 2018, playing more predominantly on the wing as Liam Cooper takes a James Saltonstall offload. Brandon Moore will, as he so often does, run at the line from dummy half, and he makes 10 metres. Ben Kay has come onto the field, replacing Shane Grady. Ben Johnston, Halifax got numbers on this right hand side if they can find it. Johnston looked as if he'd made a break there, just the half one. But Halifax in a good position, centre field, 10 metres out. Woodburn Hall to Will Sharp. Sharp looking for some options. Still going Will Sharp, and it's going to be a Hull KR penalty for interference. Few appeals for it. Woodburn Hall and Connor Davies, I think it was, still in and around that line, and perhaps a fair decision to give the interference. Danny Tickle has come on in the place of Lee Jewett. It's Junior Vaivai, tries to regain his feet. Brandon Moore slowing him down, but no penalty given. Fleming, Brandon Moore and Connor Davis in the tackle there on Sean Lunt. On a Tickle, sorry. And this time Hull KR do get the penalty. 6-all the penalty count. Todd Carney kicks it to touch. Well, it's been a very competitive second half. Halifax winning the second half 6-0. Obviously lost the first one 24-0, so not too much compensation there, as our fans are not happy with those Halifax tackles. Here's Danny Tickle. Still going Tickle. Good meters made by the veteran. Pushing down from Ben Kay. There's another Hull KR penalty. Well, I think KR are going to kick for 2. And a few applauds, but sort of a collective moan from the stand opposite ourselves. They're going to kick for 2, the Rovers, and this should increase their lead to 20 points. Craig Hall is going to take it, and Craig Hall will score it. Second goal of the match from Craig Hall, and Hull KR for the second time in the match lead by 20 points, 26-6 the scoreline. James Wubben with the kick-off, and Craig Hall, the goal scorer, taking the ball down with his boot. Fantastic footwork from the winger. Here's Maguire, lays it off to Danny Tickle. 3 in the tackle. Put Tickle on his back. Sean Lunt to the right hand side. Nice ball. Here's Maguire. Maguire dummies. Still going Danny Maguire. Finally brought down by Halifax. Here's Sean Lunt. Nice ball from Lunt, and it's the last tackle, so another good defensive set from Halifax, forcing the kick 35 metres out or so. Maguire's put one high in the air, but Will Sharp is after it, and Will Sharp, well, he always takes those, and he's still going away from 3 now. Will Sharp away from 4. He's got support to his left, has he? Still going, Will Sharp. Unbelievable run from the Halifax number 1, Will Sharp. Halifax straight on the attack now. Need to send it to this right hand side. James Saltonstall. Is he going to run at the line? No, he's going to play it wide to Chester Butler. Chester Butler steps inside, back inside to Saltonstall. And a second try for Halifax. And a second try for James Saltonstall. Well, it was all started by an absolutely brilliant run from Will Sharp, who for me has been the best Halifax player on the pitch this afternoon, particularly in that second half. And look at all the Halifax players going over to celebrate with Will Sharp. What a break it was. Sean Jones is going to come back on the field. Richard Marshall is on the touchline, and I think he's going to, well, Richard Marshall is calling all of his team over to the sideline at the moment. Not seeing this too often. Usually, of course, in centre field and chatting with the trainer, Steve Greenwood. And it's going to be Dan Fleming to take the kick as well. Shane Grady not on the field, so a different forward, this time a prop. So after some words of instructions from Richard Marshall, Halifax players make their way back into position as Dan Fleming lines up this kick, left-footed Fleming. This, I think, the first kick in his Halifax career, and I think he scored it. He has. Brilliant try, brilliant goal from Dan Fleming, the prop forward. Absolutely fantastic stuff. "15 minutes remain. Hull KR 26, Halifax 12. You would still think there's a long way to go for Halifax to try and forge a result in this game, but I think in terms of sort of a wider perspective, very good second half display by Halifax. beaten very convincingly last weekend by the Salford Red Devils, 62 points to 4. That one finished down at the shape, but a good response, particularly in this second half from Halifax. 24-0 down. They've put 12 points on the board in this second period, and they can be very proud of their efforts. But still, 14 minutes to go. Halifax on top in this game, despite being without their captain and talisman Scott Morrell, as Jacob Fairbank played an offload. Looked a dangerous one, but Will Sharp has perhaps led this comeback. As Ben Johnston, is he going to look for the sideline? I think he is. Oh, I don't think he is actually. It's going to go in goal, and Chris Atkin chasing after it. And Halifax, very good defence. Hull KR not happy with the tackle there from Ben Heaton. Always strong in the tackle, isn't he, Heaton? Solid defence, Halifax. Looking in confident mood at the moment. Good run though. Very good run, that one by Liam Salter, I think it was. Sean Lunn now to Todd Carney, and Todd Carney is going to take the kick opposite side of the field from where Will Sharp was, and is that a 40-20? It is a 40-20 moment of brilliance from Todd Carney, showing his class that saw him touted as a potential NRL great. Former Australian international Todd Carney. That shows his class, and he showed it there. 40-20, Hull KR back on the attack. Chris Clarkson turns, looks for the line. This a big chance for the Robins to hit back immediately. Slow play of the ball is from Clarkson, but Lunt gets the action back underway. And here's James Greenwood. Greenwood looks to get back up to his feet. Carney now to Lee Jewett, charging towards that line, but Halifax have got numbers around him. They look short of options though on that left hand side if the Robins can go there, and they can. And James Greenwood, oh, good defending by Halifax, very good stuff. James Woodburn Hall in there. Lunt now to Maguire, who grubbers one through, but it's well taken by Jacob Fairbank, and he's lost it though. Fairbank, mistake by Fairbank. Try for Hull Kingston Rovers. Chris Atkin the scorer. Well, it looked as if Halifax had numbed the attack when Jacob Fairbank took that catch from Danny Maguire's grubber kick. He was forced in goal though, he lost the ball. And Chris Atkin dives on it. All began from that Todd Carney 40-20. And well, Halifax thought they may have some aspirations of getting back into this game, probably far-fetched ones, when James Saltonstall went over for his second try, but that one from Atkin now probably puts the result beyond any doubt. Hull KR 30, Halifax 12. Craig Hall converts. A third goal for Craig Hall today, and the lead is again back to 20 points. Hull KR 32, Halifax 12. So James Woodburn Hall lines up the kick, and he's going to go again towards Danny Maguire, who plays it to Danny Tickle. Halifax immediately out to meet him. Sean Jones in there. He's got a bit of a strapping around his head, Sean Jones, since he's come back on the field. Don't think he's wearing his head guard, is Jones. Not often that we see that. First time I've seen him without the head guard, certainly. Sean Lunt to Todd Carney, the man who really, well, I was going to say made that try, but he was very influential in it. Beginning, of course, with that 40-20, a moment of brilliance, and I think Halifax and their supporters have to hold their hands up to that moment of brilliance. Hull KR have a penalty for a high shot. Halifax just losing the discipline slightly at the moment. That's KR's 8th penalty, given on halfway as Danny Maguire kicks the ball into touch, and the Rovers will restart. 25 metres out, Maguire to Luntz. The Robins back in a good mood here as Carney is very well taken by Chester Butler. Brilliant stuff from the Welsh international, and there's a bit of antics off the ball here. Dan Fleming and Lee Jewett, I think it was. The referee blew his whistle before I saw the incident. Doesn't look too serious, but a bit of handbags stops the play momentarily. Danny Maguire, the veteran halfback, comes off, and he's replaced by number 13, Ben Kavanagh. Jacob Fairbank and Sean Luntz have been spoken to by the referee. Fairbank retreats to his own 10-metre mark. Okay, our penalty then. Ninth penalty of the game then for the Rovers. 9-6 the penalty count in their favour, as Liam Cooper and James Woodburn-Hall make the tackle on Tickle. Here's Sean Luntz. Jewett goes straight for the line after coming off the bench moments ago, and it's a good run as well. 5 metres short now, the Rovers. Ben Kay barking at his troops. Here's Sean Lunt though. Oh, Lunt, is he going to get to the line? Yes, he is. Sean Lunt, the Hull KR captain, extends the Rovers' lead. It's been a good fight back from the Rovers, in fairness, since James Salton-Salt scored Halifax's second try. They've showed their class, and Halifax, perhaps a case of giving away too many penalties, two in quick succession, gave the Rovers the field position. Penalty try is, of course, the famous saying, and that certainly proved the case there. Sean Lunt darting over from close range. Hull Kingston Rovers 36, Halifax 12. A fourth goal of the afternoon from Craig Hall then, who converts again. Hull KR 38, Halifax 12. James Woodburn-Hall kicks the ball out to the left hand side. Danny Tickle charging forward. Fantastic run that from Danny Tickle. It's been brilliant today. Tickle. Sean Lunt is at dummy half, and he gives it to Kavanagh, I think it is there, who makes that run in. Difficult, it's Liam Salter, sorry. Maurice Blair Just goes route one straight at that try line, at that Halifax line. Gets over the 40-metre mark and looking in good mood here going forward. The Robins. Still 6 minutes to go of the game. The last tackle and now coming up. Hull looking threatening. Carney sends one through and Will Sharp, coolest man in the building, sees it out of play and makes his trademark dash to the 20-metre mark, and he's going to give it to Saltonstall to make the run at the line though. Good run by Saltonstall, and he looks like he may have lost that one. Kept hold of it though, Salty. Good hands. As Chester Butler drives the line. Looked as if he'd made a break there, but it's a Halifax penalty. Very good stuff from Saltonstall and Butler there. Again, 2 Halifax-born players. James Saltonstall, tap restart. They didn't kick for touch there, and Saltonstall still going. Twice try score it. Come back into the team today from his hamstring injury, and he's looked very good indeed. Going forward, James Saltonstall, a few question marks around his defensive work, but very good stuff there from James Saltonstall. Didn't expect him to take it, and Johnston ducks one challenge, ducks another, still going Johnston. Can he find a pass? No, he can't. He's been brought to ground. Here's Dan Fleming. Woodburn Hall feigns and comes back inside Woodburn Hall. Couldn't quite find that try line, stopped by a couple of Hull KR forwards. And it's another Halifax penalty though. Hand in the tackle. Well, 2 Halifax penalties in quick succession. We saw a similar case for Hull KR, and they scored with a try, and Dan Fleming, has he gone over? Ben Kay puts his hands in the air. That usually means it's a try, and it is given. Dan Fleming, who scored a goal earlier in the match, now has a try to his name. Bulldozing his way through under the posts, and the Halifax-born prop forward charges through, and it is now Hull KR 38, Halifax 16. Bit of a points fest here at the Kickoff Craven Park. Well, Halifax's character rarely in doubt, and they've shown that in abundance this afternoon, trailing quite heavily at the break by 24 points. They now trail by 20, but shown good character, the Halifax players, without their half-back and probably the most important player in Scott Morrell. Halifax fans certainly are very proud of their team's effort. They have battled hard throughout this game, and can leave with their heads held high. Still 3 minutes to go. Would be nice to see Halifax score again to cut the deficit, as James Woodburn Hall takes the catch from the restart and finds Will Marr, who's back on the field. Will Marr tries to find his feet, and now here's Sharp to Saltonstall. Saltonstall and Will Sharp have both been very good this afternoon. Will Sharp perhaps shading the man of the match in terms of the Halifax perspective this afternoon. Ben Kay, here's Johnston. Johnston, a little step in. Sean Jones, I thought he was going to break the line there. Just didn't quite read it quickly enough, Jones. Looked as if there was a little bit of a gap there. There may not have been, in fairness to him, as Ben Johnston breaks through. Ben Johnston still going. Support on the inside, and Will Sharp will go over for another Halifax try. Few boos ring around Craven Park from the Hull KR supporters. Brilliant try though from Halifax, as Will Sharp dives over in that left corner. Really nice break from Ben Jinky Johnston. Broke through that Rovers line, looked on his inside, and there was Will Sharp to dive over. And I said it'd be nice if Halifax scored again, and indeed they have. Hull Kingston Rovers 38, Halifax 22. So Dan Fleming lining up the kick, looking for his third goal of the game. Jacob Fairbank looking like a leader out on that pitch, talking to the players as Dan Fleming converts for the third time. Hull Kingston Rovers 38, Halifax 24. Well, victory less than a minute away from Hull KR, but 38 points to 24. Not sure that I think that many would have predicted Hull to win by a bigger margin than they have done, and Halifax certainly can be pleased with their efforts. Saw plenty of supporters and the like just asking for a competitive performance, as we saw against Toronto, and as we saw throughout this season, in the regular season, as Ben Kay drives forward. The Toulouse game as well was also competitive as well. Obviously Halifax had a lot of possession in that game, and the scoreline perhaps a little bit unfair on them in reality, as Jacob Fairbank and Solon Saul exchange passes, and Craig Hall looked as if he was going to break away and capitalise, but he isn't. 5 seconds left on the clock, and that should be the time. There is the hooter. Well, defeat in the end for Halifax, fourth straight loss in these qualifiers. It finishes Hull KR 38, Halifax 24. But a standing ovation from the Halifax supporters to my left hand side. Fantastic effort from the Halifax players, particularly in that second period, trailing by 24 points to 0.